We'd all like to be TikTok stars, but how far would you go to make it happen? Write a song, record an embarrassing video, but would you go as far as murder? It sounds pretty unrealistic, but that's exactly what the TikTok star Zachary Latham has been accused of. That's right, you guys. The 18-year-old boy has been arrested for allegedly killing his neighbor to get more followers and fame on TikTok. Zachary and his neighbors had been feuding with each other for over 2 years after they accused him of dangerously driving near their family home. But things really started to heat up this year after Zachary and his wife Sarah started recording the arguments and uploading them to TikTok. In fact, during April of 2020, Zachary filmed his neighbor Miss Durham after she confronted him about his speeding. This video actually ended up going viral, giving Zach over 3 million views. And the worst part is, you guys, the comments were encouraging him to do even worse. Today, we're going to find out the truth between this insane incident. Do you guys think that Zach was doing it all for the fame, or could there be a darker truth behind it all? It all started way back in 2018, soon after Zach moved into the neighborhood to live with his grandparents. Zach's neighbors, the Durhams, first spoke to him to complain that he was driving dangerously in the area. That time, Zach apologized, and that would be the end of it, don't you think? But no. Zach still liked speeding around the neighborhood, and the Durhams were still annoyed by his driving, and tensions started to get even worse. Zachary, a National Guard private, posted a lot on TikTok, showing off his cards and how he was in the army, and posts even including captions like, cuts everybody off, water blinkers, road rage, and loud exhaust. Other posts show how he saw himself with captions like, I can drink more than you, anger issues, always loud, and has guns. Doesn't exactly sound like your next door neighbor, does he? Zach and his wife Sarah, yes, he has a wife at 18, filmed their confrontations with the Durhams and uploaded them to TikTok. In this video, Mr. Durham's wife Catherine confronts Zachary again about his driving. You can see he's making things worse by calling her Karen. What are you going to do, Karen? He says, that's not my name, so get my name straight, says Catherine. She responds, just as he wants, saying, that's not my name. Then he says, go ahead, get my license plate tag. Without holding back, Catherine starts shouting out the numbers out loud. He was basically trying to make his neighbor come across as nosy and over-anxious person who's constantly getting into his business. When Zach uploaded this video, it went viral, giving over 3 million views on TikTok. And viewers responded with all kinds of mean comments, encouraging Zach to get back at his neighbors and mess with her even more. But this seemed to have been the exact fuel Zach needed. Not long after his first video went viral of Catherine, Zach also started to have issues with the rest of the Durham family. That included Catherine's husband, 51-year-old William Timmy Durham, a veteran corrections officer, and their 2 sons. In another video, Zach filmed one of Catherine's sons, William Jr., as he confronted him again. He was inside of his car where he said, Catherine's son found out the video went viral and tried making me get out the car. A family friend of the Durhams alleges that the son was actually mad because his family address was reportedly posted online. At this point, Zachary warns William that he has a knife, and allegedly there was, but in a now deleted clip, he's holding a gun saying, this is how you handle your neighbors. Now you might be wondering why the Durhams didn't take any action to stop Zach harassing them. Well, according to them, they did in fact try, but police didn't do anything because the courts were closed due to the pandemic, meaning they couldn't file their complaint. Then, on May 4th, 2020, things came to a tragic climax. Tensions between Zach and his neighbors were running pretty high. On this terrifying day, Zach had allegedly swerved his car at the Durham's 17-year-old son as he rode his bike through the neighborhood. The Durhams decided this was enough. Mr. Durham decided to try tackling Zach as he drove home. He pulled his truck across Zach's car, blocking him in. Ms. Durham then confronted Zach about the incident with her son, recording the argument on her phone. The video apparently shows Zach elbowing Ms. Durham, knocking the phone off of her hands, and then speeding off to sort things out. The family went around to Zach's house to confront him. The Durham sons were the first to approach the property. Sarah Latham, Zach's wife, filmed the scene on her phone, according to Zach's public defense lawyers. Sarah told them they better back up because they're not gonna like what's coming out that house. Sounds like a threat, right? Or maybe just a warning after all they were coming towards their home. Either way, the Durhams continued to approach Latham's property. With 2 sons joined by his parents, Zachary Latham apparently headed inside, reappearing with a stun gun and knife. In the moments that followed, Zach allegedly fired his stun gun at the Durham's son. In response, William lunged at Zach, then Zach slashed him with a knife. Will followed him in the confusion. The stun gun is heard several times in the chaos that followed. Zach stabbed William under the arm, punctured his lung. Zach then called the emergency services, claiming he'd been assaulted.
There's blood all over the place. I just got assaulted and jumped. Are you the one that got stabbed? No, that was the other victim, but I got beat up really bad and I had blood all over me. Alright, so you're at 2986 Thornhill as well? Yeah. Alright. Did you want an ambulance? I don't know. Alright, the person or people that did this to you, are they still there? They came with trucks, came on my property with guns, and then when I fought them off, they drove away. Alright, how are you injured, sir? My windpipe was sucked in and I got stomped out and choked by like 10 people. Alright, and where are you bleeding from? I don't know, there's blood all over me. I'm bleeding open cuts. There's blood all over our garage. Okay. So the guys came in and said they had guns and they were going to kill us, and they came in my garage and attacked all of us. There was 4 people. Okay, hold on 1 second for the police, okay? Okay.
William sadly died from his injuries. But guys, this story gets a bit weirder. Ms. Durham and her sons are charged with trespass and assault, while Zachary is accused of manslaughter while appearing in court. Zachary's lawyer claimed that he acted in self-defense, protecting himself after the Durhams trespassed into his property. He also said that in a very, very fair extent, the Durhams visited this great sadness upon themselves after they refused to leave the property. According to the court filing, Zach claimed that the Durhams thought that he was a James Dean of neighborhood and that he drives too fast and his cars are too loud. He believes that the family had decided to fix this situation and were planning to straighten him out. Unsurprisingly, the Durhams dispute this version of events. In June, the family lawyer wrote a letter accusing Zach of planning the attack. In it, they said that he recorded the incident because they were already intending to post the video online and become TikTok famous. The lawyer said in the letter that Zachary's self-defense claim doesn't add up. In fact, they claim that Zach lured the Durhams onto his property specifically to attack them. They say if Latham was in fear of his or Sarah's safety, they both would have retreated inside, called the police, and stayed there if it continues. That they did not, because their intent was to lure the Durhams there, attack them, and record it for TikTok. The Durhams want Zachary charged with first-degree murder. They also argued that they should not be facing charges because he attacked them. Their lawyers are arguing that the family should not be treated as criminals, but they should be considered the victims. As of April 2023, a jury has acquitted Zachary of stabbing his neighbor to death during a brawl nearly 3 years ago in Vinland. Zachary, 20, was charged with second-degree reckless manslaughter in the killing of William T. Durham, following a lengthy feud between the defendant and the Durham family in 2020. Following the trial that began 3 weeks ago, a jury returned not guilty verdicts Thursday afternoon on all charges, including aggravated assault and weapons offenses. We will never know what really happened. Whatever the truth may be, it just shows how horrible things can end up when you do it all for the clout. Thanks for watching. If you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, click the link in the description to tell me what story you want me to cover next. Stay safe, friends.